I think we are live.
Are we on?
I believe we are.
It's on! Hey everyone, can you listen to us? Can you see us? Yeah? Comment in the chat, please, if you can see us, if the audio is okay, if the video is okay. Welcome you all! Hello, guys! Welcome, alpinists! If you are an alpinist, let us know in the chat as well. I want to see you commenting, I'm an alpinist. Hello, everyone. We are
Yes.
here. Today is our first live on Speak Now English Academy's channel, and we have the honor to interview the very founder of Speak Now, Mateus Fontoura. Hi, Mateus.
Hello, Gabi.
What are we going to be talking about in this 30 minutes or a little more live, Mateus?
First of all, I would like to say that it is a pleasure to be here with Gabi, and I am very glad that things are working
Yeah,
because we were running against the clock to make every detail work. We have been since 9.5 checking and testing if things were working, and we did many trials.
we
It,
had some little
we
troubles as
had some
well.
little trouble, but surprisingly, everything was done by the time for us to start. Then I am satisfied with that. Then, Gabi, answering your question, today we will be discussing and thinking together about different techniques that we can use, different ways to approach the linguistic development that can help our alpinists and the people of the community to Speak Now community to achieve fluency.
And what everybody wants, indeed, right? To be able to speak English confidently, to speak English with confidence. We are here to listen from you, especially about specific strategies that they can use, yeah, to develop that confidence while speaking in English. So let's begin. Let's begin. And
Shall we?
shall we? And please, if you are not an alpinist and you are in the chat, comment where you are from. Alpinists, you can also comment where you are from, where you are at this moment. Okay, let us know. We were curious to know who is here listening and watching to this live. We are
Uh,
very
are
curious.
the people commenting there, Gabi? Can you see some comments?
Yeah, I can see some comments. Some of our alpinists, some people that know us already. Like they are saying, "Yes, we can hear you. Everything is fine."
Excellent, excellent. Whew. Thanks God. All right, so
Yeah.
let us begin. Without further ado,
All right. So, Mateus, which would be the first thing that everyone should keep in mind, or everyone should um, be able should do, right?
hmm?
To what is the first strategy? What is the first
the
tip?
the first
The most
step,
essential.
the first step.
Yeah.
Well, Gabi, I would say that the first thing it is to identify your insecurities and doubts with the language. What does it mean?
What does it mean?
What does this concept mean? Um, the learner, the speaker of English language can interpret and can do an analogy that he or she is going from point A to point B. Yes, point A is a stage of non-fluency. It's a stage of not mastering the language, of having some insecurities with the language. That's point A. And point
Mhm.
B is fluency, right? It is this stage of mastering the English language. So, first of all, you need to understand where you are. You need to understand what is your point A. This means that the individual should ask, for example, um, what exactly do I feel insecure about in the language?
Mhm.
And then this can have different answers as am I not confident with my structures? Yeah. Is it something with the verbal conjugation that I feel insecure?
The lack of vocabulary. I don't have the words.
And that's a second point, actually, because the first one would be structural insecurity. Yes. So
Mhm.
each type of insecurity, the individual can have one or more. Okay, we will discuss some of them. The first one is structural insecurity. If the person feels structural insecurity, then the person should focus the attention on developing grammar, right? The structures, knowing how to use simple present, simple past, simple future, but beyond the simple tenses, going to past continuous, present continuous, future continuous, knowing how to construct sentences in different ways. Yes. So, if the person feels structural insecurity, I would advise focus on grammar. Yes.
Mhm.
The second topic, it is vocabulary insecurity, meaning the person does not have enough repertoire.
Repertoire. It's a French
Yeah, a
word.
fancy word, yeah. The person does not have enough vocabulary to develop a conversation in the language, then this person needs to expose himself or herself to the language. And that, Gabi, I must say, is one of the most common type of insecurities. People, they do not have enough vocabulary in English language, and then they cannot, they perhaps have some vocabulary, but they cannot connect that. And then this
Mhm.
gets us to the third type of insecurity, that it is sentence construction insecurity. So the first one that we discussed was structural, the second one was vocabulary, and the third one is sentence construction. Yes.
Mhm.
And if that's the case, then the person should practice um, constructing the ideas, talking with someone, but let's
Mhm.
not put the cart before the horses. We will get there.
Yeah, sorry.
What would you like to say, Gabi?
I would like to ask to who's watching us, what is your insecurity, right? Did you identify, did you relate to any of these three insecurities within speaking
Structural.
English?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, is it structural? Comment there, guys. It's a structure. My insecurity structure or vocabulary. I cannot find the words to say what I want. Or is it more about uh, connecting words to formulate sentences? Yeah, formulation, vocabulary, or structure. What is the biggest trouble you find when speaking in English? We want to know.
And I would also say that perhaps we could add one more type of insecurity, that it is social insecurity,
Mm,
that it means you are afraid, and that's a common one. You are
mhm.
afraid of committing mistakes in front of other people.
Oh, no
Um,
problem if you are alone, but if you are in front of others, talking to others,
yeah, you become afraid that what will people think about my accent? What will people think about the way that I speak? What will people think about perhaps my way to behave. So the fourth type of insecurity is connected with this social aspect. And then for this, I would suggest a remedy that it
Mhm.
is don't give a damn. That's a good dosage of not giving a damn applied daily can do wonders. That it means, for example, uh, respect
Not caring.
yourself. Yes,
Uh-huh.
respect yourself. Be proud of yourself because you are learning a second language, or maybe
You are
you
trying.
are trying exactly. So you
Yeah.
are in the journey to develop the fluency. And it's interesting because people are afraid of traveling to United States, for example, and speaking in English and being judged by that. And then they should think, wait a second, actually, I am being the person that I am learning about this culture, right? I am developing this language. Many North Americans, they do not speak a second language or a third. So would they
Is there any
be
North American watching us?
would they be in a position to judge someone that is developing other language, right? So I use it in this case North Americans, but we
Yeah, but
could,
could be.
yes, it is the example is, do not be afraid to be judged by people that do not speak other language besides their own native one. Yes,
Mhm.
you are developing other language. So congratulations for you because you are a warrior. You are courageous to do that. You are leaving your comfort zone. So for the fourth type of insecurity, the social one, I would suggest this daily dosage of not giving a damn. Hamlet, my friend, my sambo.
I believe that's super important because otherwise, if you keep thinking about that, you will get blocked. Yeah, you will be too much aware of your performance, and that can cause you to, oh no, wait a minute, you will get these blocking feelings and thoughts
And
like, oh my
beliefs.
gosh, I'm taking too long to say what I want, people will not have patience to listen to me, or oh my gosh, I'm not making sense of what I'm saying and maybe I should give up
Yeah,
speaking.
and then we have the classic blue screen.
Blue
Yeah, the
screen.
blue screen is like,
It's like, bum.
"Puh," and then it's blocked. So then I would say this importance of self-analysis, identifying your doubts, identify your insecurities, structure, vocabulary, sentence construction, and social. Are the guys commenting their insecurities?
Yeah, some of them are. For me, the lack of vocabulary, Eduardo Vieira said. And
Mm-hmm.
Mateus Martins said, hello, Martins.
Hey,
He
Martins, my
said,
friend.
he said, my insecurity is in the formation of the sentence when I try to speak or write.
Exactly, and then we will, on our next tips, identify how we can solve these ideas or this necessity of increasing our vocabulary, right?
Mhm.
Then that would be my first comment on tip in how to speak English more confidently. Identify the type and the nature of your insecurity, and then find strategies to solve that.
Put yourself in situations, yeah, create situations to work specifically on that.
Completely, that's completely correct because once we find something that is challenging in the language, something that it is, in other words, difficult, that is where exactly we should focus our attention because
Mhm.
we can conceive the language as a territory. Yes, the knowledge that you have on the language, it is a territory, and then you want to increase this territory. So you want to go like
The map.
you want to go Roman Empire on
Oh
this.
my God.
You want to go Caesar like on this because you want to conquer other territories. You want
Like
to
Alexander
yeah,
the Great.
you want to expand your territory, but you will be able to expand your territory identifying where are the limits of it. And linguistically speaking, the limits of it are what you feel comfortable with. And then as you start feeling difficult, it means that you are in the limit of your territory. And if you
Mhm.
uh, focus your attention on that, you will eventually increase that territory, thus increasing your vocabulary and linguistic structures, right? So focusing on your difficulties instead of what you feel comfortable with is an important secret.
And I believe some of our alpinists already do that. They can give us a very precise diagnosis on what is the thing that is most difficult for them. Some of them consider listening um, a difficult thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, comprehend the comprehension
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to only listening without captions, and some of them need to practice on that because of their jobs, but some others have this difficulty and don't know how to practice.
Uh-huh.
So what do you suggest? This is our tip number 2, I believe, right? What do you suggest for how can we practice listening? Are there some interesting strategies you can give
Excellent.
everyone?
Yes, this would be the second reflection, right? Practice your listening. Yes, being exposed to auditory stimulus. But when people there is I think some sort of mm, initially when we are especially if we are starting to learn a second language, which is the case, for example, of many people that they begin studying English, there is like a even a esoteric idea of the language, a mysterious aspect that, oh my god, the language is how will I learn that, how will I access that? And I would like to say that learning a language is nothing esoteric. It can be depending on what you like, but it doesn't need to be. It's something really it can be something really pragmatic. And this is connected with the second tip, practicing the listening. Identify what you like to be in contact with, right? We have so much content available online. We have so many possibilities. We have not only TV shows, movies, um, podcasts, but we have documentaries, we have discussions, we have TED Talks, we have a really big plethora of videos on YouTube about any content. So if you like, for example, to study psychology, and you are a native from Brazil, for example, or from any country, and then you have your mother language, and then you want to learn a second language, for example, English, use your interests as a bridge between your mother language and the second language, between you and this second language. So identify what do I like, what am I interested about. So am I interested about psychology, philosophy, art,
Traveling,
traveling, culture, business, um,
photography.
digital transformation. Hello,
Ah,
Sid.
hello, Sid.
And so we have,
Vegetarianism,
yeah,
yoga,
vegetarian.
anything.
Anything can be used to develop the language and to expose yourself. You will find certainly podcasts in that about people talking about that content. You will find movies about some subjects that you are interested, historical ones or imaginary, future-like ones. And so identify what you like, what are your preferences, and then expose yourself to that, because then you will become familiar with the language's sonority and rhythm. Yes, you will get used to how the language sounds, and it's important for you to understand and to be um, unconsciously and consciously aware of how the language sounds, because then you will be able to reproduce that uh, mm, in a more in a more precise, in a more accurate ways. We can imagine a child. Gabi, what happens? Does the child begins speaking like very complex Shakespeare-like sentences, or does the baby in its first stages listen?
Well, if we are talking about Family Guy, Steve was born talking, I guess, but this is not the case. Everyone is born mostly aware of what's around. Yeah, we become listeners since we are inside our mother's womb. Yeah, with 5 months of pregnancy, babies become aware of the sounds around. So we are trained since then to listen. I think we should explore listening as the first thing, as the first skill to be developed in case we're learning any language, because this is the natural way to learn a language, right? The first skill you develop.
Exactly, and it might seem in the first analysis a little bit paradoxical, because to speak more confidently, you need to listen more. Yeah, so listen to a lot of materials, to a lot of
Music, even.
yeah, music. It's like fantastic source of a nice contact with the language, right? It even generates motivation, right? Because we want to sing, we want to be able to sing our favorite songs.
At least to understand them, right? And follow up the lyrics. This is something that can motivate us a lot. I remember when we studied Italian together in French. You used it to watch a vlogger that is a photographer, and
Mm-hmm.
he spoke Italian, and
Mm-hmm.
you showed me his channel. He used to travel to many places, taking photos and explaining about the place, the country's culture, etc. And it
Mm-hmm.
was really interesting. I myself found some YouTube channels that were connected to my personal interests, and it helped me really, really so much.
Completely, completely. So, the first tip, identify your insecurities. The second tip, practice your listening by identifying what you like and then exposing yourself massively to that.
All right. Does anyone here already do any of those things? Comment in the chat, guys. Do you prefer to watch documentaries, videos, movies, series? Do you marathon series? Which series do you like watching? Please, we accept recommendations, right, Mateus?
Yeah, we.
Podcasts. If you have any podcast that you find interesting in English, comment its name in the chat as well.
And
YouTube channels.
I would like to add, sometimes people know, yeah, I know that listening to podcasts or watching YouTube videos, they are cool. They are a cool way to develop the language, but I do not know what channel and what podcast to listen. And then what I
Mhm.
would suggest this person, go to Google and type best podcast or YouTube channel about the subject that you are interested. Best podcasts about search in English, right? Because then you find results in English
In English.
language. Best podcasts about astronomy, best podcasts about science, best podcasts about literature,
Cuisine,
cuisine,
literature.
yeah.
Yeah,
So best
travel.
podcasts or YouTube channel about, and then the topic that you want. Yes, the best,
Yeah.
and then you will find, and then you start access them, um, watch some videos, identify the ones that you enjoy the most, the channels, the YouTube channels that you like it the most, or the podcast that you like it the most, and then add to your favorites on your browser, right? So
To
then
your
you can,
bookmarks.
yes, then you can um, watch later. Let's go to the third reflection, Gabi.
Yes, yes. I was wondering, some people end up finding us online because they are trying to find material to practice their listening, but we are trying despite we communicate mostly in English in all of our social media environment. I think um, most of channels and people who are trying to teach, who are teaching English online, it will not be the same, right? As if you search for something that is in your that you are interested in English, and listen to some authentic material.
Yeah, as authentic material makes the difference, I would say it's important.
Okay, so what would be the third strategy uh, of today's live on how to
Excellent.
speak English confidently?
Very cool. Then the second one was about listening. The third one now is about reading, but reading in a very specific manner. Reading out loud. Yes. So the person would take the learner of English would take a I would suggest if you are a beginner, take short stories or um, texts that they are shorter, they are not so complex. You can read them like in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Read them out loud. Yes, so you take the text and then you do not simply read with your mind, yes, just passing your eyes. You pronounce the words. You take the text and then you read it. For example, um, the test presents the information about, so you read out loud what the text is saying. One possibility even would be also to, and this is connected with the fourth tip, that is recording your voice. But I will get to there very soon. In this case, in the third aspect, that is reading out loud, pronounce the words in the text and then record your voice and then listen to it after. And since you are now exposing yourself to listening, to a lot of materials in listening, you will start to identify if how you are pronouncing the language with the rhythm that your words are that the words are being uh, presented. It is a natural one, or it sounds like what you are listening in movies, in songs, in podcasts, and then try to emulate that, right? So in your reading, try to emulate the way that you believe the language sounds. Reading out loud texts that you enjoy, material that you find interesting, authentic content is important. The first tip then would be to identify the insecurities that we have divided in four um, different ones. After, you can also practice your listening and then your reading. These are the three initial tips.
And some of our opponents say they are not sure if they are reading out loud correctly. I would reinforce what Mateus has just said, guys. Trust your intuition, right? You have been practicing your listening. You have been in contact with the language. So what do you believe inside? Do you think, if you think this is not the correct pronunciation, you can go on and check it out in a dictionary. There are
Yeah.
great dictionaries online that will show the pronunciation as well.
Yeah, even Google, you can search the word there, the word, let's take the word pleasant. Yeah, and then you do not know pleasant, pleasant. How do I pronounce pleasant? And then there is a sound of pleasant or pleasant or pleasant. And then you, okay, I do not know how I pronounce this word. Go to Google and you put their pronunciation or even meaning, that you will find the meaning of the word and a little sound symbol that you will be able to listen if it is the British version and the American version of that. But I would agree with Gabi completely. Trust your intuition, and also do not be so perfectionist. Yes, if you are reading a text and the pronunciation is not as you think it should be, worry not. No worries. Don't worry. Be happy.
Be happy,
Yeah,
guys.
and because it is this aspect of, as you practice that, as you practice your reading, it will get better.
And then as you interact, yeah, because after being a teacher for a long time, I used to pronounce a word wrong. That this is still very very fresh in my memory. I used to say enough with this pronunciation of with. Yeah, enough. And then I kept saying that for years and years until Mateus finally said, enough? You mean enough? I said, yeah, that's much easier, by the way. Enough.
Yeah, and then I think you, Gabi, as myself, have received students that they said, teacher, how can I pronounce this correctly? And I would say, yeah, there is some objective correct pronunciation, but I would also say, well, it depends on the type of pronunciation, because the way that North Americans speak is different from the way that Australians speak. That is different from the way that Canadians speak. That is different, really different from the way that Irish people speak. And
Or the
English,
English is spoken in
yeah,
India,
and
in Japan.
not to mention the language that is the English language, that it is not learned by natives, but is learned as a second language, because um, there are more people that speak English as a second language on the world today than there are people that speak English as a first one. And that is a very significant fact, because it means that English has become a universal language. So you do not need to be so preoccupied with the pronunciation. What is really important is that you are understood, is that what you say is correctly understood, is correctly interpreted, and and you can understand what the other person says. So if you can engage in a communication effectively, that's fantastic. You are speaking the language, right? You do not need to speak as a English person. You need to speak English
As yourself, and be proud of how you
and
sound.
be proud of your accent, right? Because
Exactly.
there is a quote that I like very much, that it says, accent is a sign of courage. Yeah, because if you have an accent, speaking English, it means that very likely it is the second language, yeah, that you have. Then there was a courage connected with learning that. Yeah, what we mentioned previously. You are the person that is leaving the comfort zone. So do not worry about sounding perfect. Worry about communicating what you want to say, transforming ideas into words.
Exactly. And can you listen to me?
Yeah, completely.
Okay. And I would say that this is a lot connected to the next tip, the next strategy that we are going to talk about. So, okay, teacher, I must be courageous and I must be proud of how I sound in English, first of all, but I was not born with that confidence, you know. That's why I'm here in this live trying to understand how can I be more confidently while speaking. And first, I believe the next strategy is a lot about listening, being able to accept how you sound. And for that, you need to listen to yourself. How can we do that, Mateus?
What exactly is your question, Gabi?
How can I listen to myself speaking? Is there any strategy to do that?
Recording your voice, right? So then we get to the fourth tip, to this idea that you should not only while you are reading a text record your voice and listen, but you should um, creatively expose ideas and record your voice about different issues. I would like to state actually, before I continue on this reflection, that people say, wow, but I don't like to record my voice. I sound strange. And then because they don't like, they don't do. Yeah, because it is a little bit uncomfortable. And that is a human characteristic of doing what is easy, not what is difficult, right? But doing what is easy in the language, what you find easy, will not take you to fluency. Doing what is hard, doing what is challenging, doing what is uncomfortable, identifying the limits of your language, identifying your doubts, and then solving them, recording your voice, even though you do not feel so comfortable in doing, can take you to fluency. So record your voice, even if you think it is a little bit uncomfortable, you should do that. And then I would suggest for different levels of speakers, beginners, intermediates, and advanced, different lengths of audio. Beginners should record audios that they have 2 minutes of duration, right? So 2 minute audios. And then the topics that they could describe on these audios could be talking about my routine, talking about my profession, talking about my job, talking about my family, describing someone, and then record a two
What I
minute.
did today.
Yeah, exactly. What I will do, right? What I did, what I will do. So start playing with the most basic and most fundamental type of communications, things that you would discuss, for example, in a everyday manner. Were you traveling? Yes, were you living in another country? Intermediates, I would suggest 5 minute audios where they could now start grasping with and developing uh, topics that they are a little bit more challenging. Yes, they could talk about their routine, their profession, describing someone, but they could now also make the interpretation of an episode that they have watched on their TV series. They could describe the story, the plot of a movie and give their review about that. They can give advice. They can consider, wow, my friend is with a problem that he wants to save money. And then I'm giving an advice about that. They could describe life experiences. They could talk about hypothetical situations, right? What would I do if I were the president of my country? Yes. So the challenge, the complexity of the topic that they are discussing increases, as well the length of the audio. And finally, advanced students should record. You listen to me, advanced Alpinist Apexers. Are there Apexers on the call, Gabi? Your microphone is off.
Oh, thank you. Apexers, comment in the chat. I'm an Apexer, sorry.
Yeah. And how is it going the chat there, Gabi?
Yeah, they are participating, saying what they like to do to study and about their insecurities.
Oh, that's amazing.
Mateus Martins said that you recommended him Kurzgesagt channel.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Does it,
a tough name to say, right? But
isn't it?
incredible channel. I really like that. And ask them, Gabi, what they are thinking about. Are they enjoying the life? Is
Are
it?
they enjoying? I don't know. Are you enjoying, guys? Hearing and getting to know about all of these strategies. If you are, please give us a thumbs up.
Yes, they can.
So then,
They can. If they are enjoying, Gabi, they can put the heads exploding,
yeah, they
the
can comment
emoji.
the heads exploding emojis, blowing heads blowing out,
Yeah, like the mind blown. Yes.
mind blown emojis.
And shall we move on, Gabi? Shall we?
I guess.
Because we have some ground to cover still.
Yeah, yeah. We should move on. Yeah. What if we don't want to just record our voices to listen to them after, or if we do that a lot and eventually we want to try something different, maybe something more risky, what
Mhm.
would involve communicating to other person or more people?
Exactly. So, a summary so far: identify your doubts and your insecurities, practice your listening, read out loud, record your voice. That are four tips, right? And the fifth one is connected with speaking with someone, finding someone to practice with. This can be, for example, an English teacher. This can be an English school. This can be the best English academy for the most adventurous learners. This can be a university program where an exchange student comes to your city and then be courageous, be brave, and accept the challenge. Wow, I will talk with this person. I will receive this person. I will help this person move about, right? So I will be present, having sharing the experience with this person, and I will also make a friend, a foreign friend, for example, in these university programs. Finding someone to speak with is really important, and I speak that from experience because I studied Italian for 1 year. I would write a lot, I would listen a lot, I would read a lot, but I would not speak. And then on the second year that I was studying Italian, Gabi and I started living together and we started practicing daily Italian on our everyday life. So Gabi did not have a perfect Italian, me neither. But we, by the simple act of talking, we got much better in a very fast period. So find someone to talk with. This can be a person from your family, a partner, a friend that you have. That it doesn't need to be, for example, a teacher or a foreign student. It can be someone that you live with and that also wants to develop the language, and then you could implement speaking different days of the week or speaking on through messages in English, right, on WhatsApp, for
Sending
example,
audios.
sending audios in English. That's really cool. Find people to talk with. That's really important. They do not need to be native, but they need to be interested in learning the language, because then you and this person or these people can help each other on this journey. Yes.
And I would like to take that into consideration to advise our alpinists to look at the opportunity they have. Yeah,
Yes, they
as
have
they
a
are in a,
community waiting for that.
yeah,
They
there's
have
a group.
they have the groups there. So it is interesting that they start conversations on the group, on the WhatsApp groups, right? Because they have the community ready there. So use the groups, alpinists.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's move
Okay,
on.
let's move on. I believe this is our sixth strategy. Uh, what is something that can stop us from communicating to others? That we hear about that all the time, and I'm sure everybody that is watching us has already at some point said that, oh, but I'm a little bit afraid to speak English wrong or to make mistakes? What if my English is so broken and I sound incomprehensible?
Uh-huh. I would say that it is connected, Gabi, with our first topic, right? The social insecurity. And this we developed in other tip that it is don't be afraid of committing mistakes. Do not be afraid of being wrong. And this is something that I always seek to tell my students, and I would advise teachers also um, following this perspective that if the student commits a mistake and the student says sorry, we should say, you do not need to be sorry. You are here to learn. This is a space where mistakes, they are respected. Yes, because mistakes, they are the fuel that moves us from point A to point B. So when a person commits a mistake, instead of saying, oh, sorry, thus adopting like this perspective that mistakes are bad, they should say, oh, great, fantastic, amazing, oh, that's cool, because mistakes, they show you what you do not know and what you need to practice more, and this will help you achieving fluency, achieving mastery. Then if you take something from this life is, do not be afraid of committing mistakes. Mistakes are really good, they really help, because they show us what we don't know, and by showing us what we do not know, they take us to fluency.
That's awesome. Guys, if you have received that message in your heart, please comment with the hashtag I'm not afraid. I am brave. It can be one of those two hashtags. Hashtag I'm brave. Hashtag not afraid. Okay? Because we're not gonna be afraid of making mistakes anymore. I hope this has helped you change your mindset, because once you have finally accepted that mistakes are necessary, they are part of learning. Without mistakes, we cannot learn anything. After that, you are really free.
You are free, free as a bird.
Yeah.
And then let's conclude the tips.
Yeah, there's one more. It's a bonus tip. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what could be the last strategy we should mention for everyone to feel more confident while speaking? We have mentioned practicing listening, practicing writing, but I believe practicing listening, practicing recording yourself.
Yeah, speaking, yes.
Yeah,
Practice reading out loud,
reading out loud.
yes.
And I guess we're
And
missing something.
now the last one, it is practice your writing. This, guys, is really important. So you see, it's a comprehensive approach to speaking English and mastering English. Because if you can write in the language, if you practice construction of arguments in the language, by sitting down and then organizing your ideas on a piece of paper, on a digital diary, you are helping yourself to mm, sharpen your ideas, to increase your vocabulary, because by listening, you will be exposed to a lot of content. Reading out loud, you will become familiar with how the language can be spoken and pronunciate and pronounced. And by writing, you will put this in practice, right? In speaking, it is a simultaneous conversation. Normally, you do not have enough time to stop and reflect exactly what you want to say. However, writing gives us that opportunity by giving us time to think and use, okay, what vocabularies have I been learning? How can I put this on this text? What is structures? How can I put the structures that I am learning on this, right? So writing is fundamental. That's why, for example, the alpinists, every step they make, every move you make, every
Every step
step you
I
take,
take.
we will be I will be watching you. And
Oh my goodness, that's a creepy song,
that's
isn't
a
it?
creepy one. And so that's why they have the journal, because they should write a lot, because this potentializes the linguistic development. Then, guys, in a nutshell, because now we will do the drawing. Yes, we will do the two drawings, one from our alpinists and the other for the external community. Is that right, Gabi? Before we get to this drawing, I will just synthesize the ideas, guys. The 7 tips are: identify your insecurities, right? Practice your listening, read out loud, record your voice, find someone to practice with, don't be afraid of committing mistakes, and write in English. Similarly, with listening to content, right? Being exposed to auditory stimulus and reading, this one should and must be
Should and must.
uh, uh,
You listen.
yeah, be connected with your interests. What do you like to talk about? I remember that in Italian, I created 10 questions to myself about art. What is the meaning of art and what is art for? Literature, society, university. Are universities being effective? What should change? These are topics that I am interested about, right? So I created 10 questions, and then after I wrote a text in Italian about that. Sometimes I needed to use the translation, and that is completely cool. That's completely fine. If you need to use the translation from time to time on your writing, that is no problem. But you need to put this translation in a piece of paper, for example, or writing. Practice what you translate. Do not simply copy and paste, right? So write about your interests, create questions to yourself, and then practice your writing. This
And
concludes our tips.
yeah, I would say also that there is I have recently found some apps that you can download to your smartphone that is similar to a journal, right? So it gives you already some prompts, some topics to write about, and it's pretty cool. If you check App Store or Google Play Store, you will find some journaling apps that can help you practice your English writing skills.
Amazing, amazing, fantastic, really cool. Do the guys have some questions?
Yeah, many of them have. Some of them have commented. Hashtag I am brave. Hashtag not afraid. Really cool. Eduardo Vieira said, "Let the talking begin. Bring it on."
Bring it on. Excellent, excellent. And then now, Gabi, let's do the drawing.
Yeah, let's do. I think we should find the website. I'm trying to find that website for us to do the drawing. Sorry, guys, this is the first time we're doing that. I sent you, but I can't find it now. Hold on.
All right.
Mm, okay.
Oh,
Aha,
all
I
right.
found it.
Good, good, amazing.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
can you explain what the person will win, Gabi?
yeah. I will send it. Should I send it or should I share the link with you?
Yeah, you can share the link
Huh?
with me. Uh-huh. You can send me on the chat here.
Okay. Wait a second. Yeah, guys. So you have commented and participated. You are running, yeah, As alpinists, you are running for 10% off in your next monthly subscription. This is what the alpinist winner will get. And for the ones who are not alpinists, you will get a week of free experimentation as a real English alpinist. For you who want to know how it feels to be a true English alpinist, this will be an amazing opportunity. And all you have to do, the rules are basically, all you have to do is comment in our video that is in the channel, answering the questions on how you can introduce yourself. Yeah, you have to say your job, your occupation, what you like to do, where you are from, where you live, who you are, your name, right? Your age as well. I think it's necessary. And the video is how to introduce yourself. Introduce yourself. This is the name of the video.
We can introduce.
Yes, I was opening there, sorry.
You were opening the video.
I needed to take the link to do the drawing.
To take the link to do, okay. And once you have commented there, you are already running for the prizes, yeah, for the prizes we are giving away. I hope everyone that is watching us is participating. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give that video a thumbs up. And enjoying the opportunity, give this video a thumbs up as well, so more people will find it online. And that's it. I believe I will be going downstairs now.
Okay, you can come here. I am here with the video open.
Okay, guys, is the audio okay? Is the video okay? Can you listen to us and see us?
Is it okay?
I believe it's a little bit laggy.
I believe it's because I opened other tabs.
Okay, I will be going downstairs.
I will close here so that there is no lag.
Hey everyone, I'm here.
And then we have the start here.
Okay, we're about to give away 10% off alpinists. Here.
You can, I think, put closer. Yeah. Start, we will begin.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting! Woohoo!
There was Angela Maria Modesto Locatelli.
What?
Angela got
Won!
10% off.
Yay!
And then now we need to see the person out of the community. Yes, that will receive that.
Oh, we should see if Angela has commented. Has she commented?
I believe so.
My name is Angela. Hi, my name is Angela. I'm physiotherapist, 29 years old, live in Cascavel, Paraná. I like so much tours in nature.
Yeah, let me see, get certificate.
Awesome, Angela.
It was Angela, and then I think we need to do
one more time.
Yeah, but I believe we will conclude the live here, and then we will draw the winner outside of the community out, because I do not know. Perhaps it will take many times to get.
Okay, so if you're not an alpinist, be aware, check our stories, because we're going to be giving away you a week of full experimentation as an English alpinist. We hope you enjoy it.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for the live. I hope that you have learned interesting content, that it was relevant and valuable. If you enjoyed, the live, you can put the heads exploding there.
Yeah, do
then
it.
then we know that what we presented was something cool. Yes, mind blowing. It was efficient. Thank you very much for your attention. We wish you a lovely conclusion of week. Any words, Gabi?
Oh, I'm so glad for everyone's participation. Really, we were a little bit afraid that no one would be showing as this is our first live, but I'm so glad everyone was here watching us until the end. So if you want to get the podcast version, this live will be in a podcast. I'll check out our